Procrastination is the process of delaying an important task until another time. It means putting off something you think you should be doing, but devoting yourself to trivial activities instead. It's not laziness. If you are a procrastinator, you have the greatest plans to start out with, but just now seems not the right time to jump into it quite yet. Sure enough, tomorrow circumstances will be better. Yet strangely, the next days are much the same, and now time is getting limited. So, in a glorious moment of self-discipline, you sit down to make a start. But only then you realize you'd be more focused, cleaning up around you first, and you'd probably work better after you got something to eat. Or surely a coffee will trigger something in you. And so the days go by and you still haven't started, but you were doing some other things that needed to be done as well. As your deadline approaches, your diversions just get more intense. When you should be working harder than ever, you sleep, spend hours on Facebook or learn an instrument. But feeling guilty, you can't enjoy any of these things until eventually your anxiety gets too high to bear it. With ruthless decisions, you boil down your well-made plans to the very minimum. It's the day before your deadline. You start to work. We procrastinate for a number of reasons. The amount of work, our skills to do it, or the expectancy to succeed. Procrastinators prejudge situations and consider them either too tough or completely underestimate how much time they really demand. If you think your presentation will take 1 day to prepare, it will more likely take you 3. Time management is a foreign word, and a lot of people even say that they work better under pressure. Well, not exactly. It just gets them to a point where they start working. Thanks to impulsivity, which means acting on a feeling rather than a thought, they see the present as concrete and the future as abstract. This makes it impossible to endure short-term pain for long-term gain. The more impulsive you are, the harder it is to resist distractions, and there have never been as many as there are today, all available at any time, in any place. What makes us want to get distracted in the first place is a plain emotional reaction. We put off what we dislike, and if something is inconvenient, we unconsciously develop negative thoughts and make a procrastination decision that simply says, I will do it, but I don't feel like it now. Nearly 25% of people procrastinate chronically. You'll find them in all occupations and economic levels, including all ages, cultures, and races. Men procrastinate slightly more than women, but no one compares to students, with 70 out of 100 procrastinating on a daily basis, 63 of them having below average grades. Because of permanent stress and idleness, procrastinators are among the least healthy, more likely to be single or unemployed. On average, people procrastinate 2 out of 8 hours at work. So let's say if you make $24,000 a year, your procrastination costs your company 6. But putting off does not only have external consequences. Ongoing anxiety and tension affect your happiness, and feeling ineffectual leads to distress, regretting your inaction, not having tried harder. Quitting procrastination completely is unlikely unless you isolate yourself from the outside world. But if you change your thinking, you can change your habits. You don't even need to read a book or buy software. In fact, you've already taken the first step by watching this film. Being aware of how you think will help you make a more conscious decision. But it can take up to 6 times saying no to a temptation until you cool down. So reduce your moments of choice and be proactive about the things that distract you. Break down your task into little parts with shorter deadlines and reward yourself for every goal you've reached. Good planning will double your chances of a better outcome, but a positive attitude starts with your language. So instead of saying, I have to, you say, I choose to. And rather than, it's too much, say, I can handle the first step. Most tasks don't have a perfect time to start anyway, so get in a habit of making decisions, regardless of how you feel. Just start somewhere, at least for 10 minutes. Every accomplishment creates confidence. Confidence creates effort, and effort creates more accomplishment. Now, if you still can't bring yourself to begin, at least procrastinate consciously and enjoy your delay. But after all, it is you who has to work. And the secret of getting it done is